we're going to look at a special order decision. And so up above, go ahead and look at this example so that you can see the formulas and like the math that's happening. But what we're going to focus on in this video is actually making the decision ourselves on this practice problem down below. So if you scroll down, we see that Pueblo Pottery received a special order for 250 decorative vases at $45 each. The normal selling price for a vase is $75, but currently the company has idle capacity. So the normal unit cost is $22 of materials, $15 of labor, $8 of variable overhead, $18 of fixed overhead, and if we use the sum function, equals sum, we can add those all together to get a total unit cost of $63. We also have some additional special order information. So we know that the packaging for this special order would cost us $3 per unit. We also know that there's a one-time design fee of $850 if we accept this special order. All the other costs will remain the same, and this idle capacity that we mentioned, we have sufficient capacity to produce all 250 decorative vases. So now we have the space below to kind of work out what it is that we're going to do. So I am going to break it down so that we can see a per unit and a total. And then over on the side, we're going to start by looking at incremental revenue. And the selling price for this special order was $45. So I already pulled the numbers off to the side so that we had a place to cell reference. So I'm going to say equals E49. And that was for 250 vases. So the total would be the $45 selling price times the 250 units for a total incremental revenue of $11,250. Then we need to break down the incremental costs. So we're still going to have direct materials. I'm just going to actually pull this down. Make this bold. So for direct materials, let's pull this down. And so what we need to stop and do though here is direct materials, yes, we'll still have that cost. Direct labor, yes, we'll still have that cost. Variable overhead, yes. This fixed overhead, however, we need to zero out. It's not relevant because that is a fixed overhead that happens regardless of this decision to accept this order or not. So we'll add zero, or we'll zero that out. Then we have a few more costs we need to consider. There's custom packaging of $3 per unit. So let's put packaging down here at 3. Or I guess I could have cell referenced that. And then we also have a one-time design fee. So I'm going to move that over. I'm not going to do a per unit. I'm just going to move that over into column C and cell reference our 850. So what we will do now is calculate the total cost for these 250 units. We'll do that by saying equals and then multiply the per unit cost times the 250 units. We want to lock in that cell reference so that we can pull this formula down. That's Command T on a Mac or Function F4 on a Windows. I'm going to hit Shift and arrow down to the last space and then hit Command D to copy our formula down. And so now we've taken the incremental costs and we've calculated them for each line item. So we can do a total incremental costs. We'll use equals, sum, open parentheses, and select all of our costs. And then now, if we say the incremental revenue minus the incremental cost, we see that this is a financial disadvantage of $1,600. So our decision is do not accept the special order. Again, like we had talked about, there could be qualitative factors that we need to consider. So, is there something inside of this special order that justifies us accepting a loss on it? For example, is this client that ordered the 250 special order, do they have huge connections that's going to lead us to bigger opportunities, so we're willing to take that? Those would be some other considerations that you might consider on this decision, besides just the clear quantitative decision to not accept it.